I booked over 1,000 calls from my agency using this cold email template that you can literally just copy and paste and steal. This template has been forged in fire and has consistently provided results for my agency, which is why I can teach it to you. It's also one of the highest performing templates that we've taught to over 324 agencies so that they can get results just like I did. So by the end of the video, not only will you know why this template actually works, but you'll have a copy and paste system on how you can plug this in for your business. There's really 5 different phases to the cold email template that I'm going to review with you today. And this template specifically is a little bit more direct responsey, and it really creates a frictionless way for us to get our customers, to get them to raise their hand. Typically, when we're doing cold emails, what we're trying to do, what we're aiming to do is we're trying to get the customer to make a response. What I see a lot of times when they're sending cold emails is the response will be completely off. They're not optimizing their cold email to actually provoke a response. The email's not catered toward the ideal customer, and they send these cold emails and wonder why they get absolutely no results. So instead of taking all of your guesswork, just take exactly what's worked for me. That has allowed me to book over 1,000 calls and use this exact framework. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the subject line. Think of the subject line as the first impression. If I'm going through my email inbox, the first thing that I see is the subject line. That's what's going to provoke somebody to do the next thing, which is to open it. So what we don't want to do when we're creating subject lines is we don't want to sell. Consumers are becoming more and more savvy. And if your email says, we will help you get blah, 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 like they're not going to open it because they're going to think that it's spammy. We also don't want to write a novel. Our real goal of the subject line is to get them to open it. With that in mind, what we do want to do is we want to optimize it for them to open it. We want to keep it short and we want to make it seem human. What I mean by that is we want to make it seem like it's their coworker sending them an email. It's an email personalized for them, which really is the purpose of cold email, is that it's not seeming like a spammy email, that it's seeming like, hey, I'm emailing John who has this business and I know John. Like that's the psyche that you want your consumers to feel when they get that type of email, because we want to get them to open it. I went ahead and created some examples for you guys. So it could be like thoughts, first name question mark, ideas for first name, video for you, video for first name. That's basically the framework that we want to use. I like thoughts, first name question mark. Again, short, sweet, to the point, doesn't add a lot of context that prevents them from opening it and piques curiosity. Once they open the email, this is where the second part comes, which is the personalized line. I put an asterisk here on the personalized line because if you can do the personalized line right, use the personalized line. If you cannot do the personalized line right, do not use the personalized line. Basically, a personalized line, what this is it's a way to connect with the customers from the jump. We get hundreds of emails every single day, many of them being cold emails trying to get somebody to sell their service. And one way to stand out is to have a personalized line, something personal about the person that you're actually sending an email to. And what this does is it allows you to create a connection point and allows the consumer, again, to feel like, oh, this is an email directed towards me. They've done their research and clearly they know something about me and this isn't a email blast. So what we don't want to do for personalized lines though, is we don't want to force it and we don't want to make it cringy. We don't want to be like, hey, notice you work at company name. That's awesome. Hey, notice you're a job title at job company. That's great. That's almost cringy to the point because you are trying way too hard and it is not working. What we do want to do if we are using personalized lines is we want to actually make it personalized and we want to take the time to make it good. This stems from like your list. This stems from getting the personalized lines. This stems from making sure you have data that you can use AI perhaps, or your list is really specific and segmented properly so that you can use really good personalized lines. You can use Instantly to write personalized lines for you. But the key here is that we actually make it personalized. And that's going to stem from you making sure your list is really good so that you can actually come up with a personalized line, because a generic cringy personalized line could actually do more harm than good. So we only want to use it if we can actually make it personalized and actually have a system for making it good. Some examples of what that could be is like, saw your LinkedIn post about your recent home you built. What an absolute banger. 2,523 reviews on Google is killer. Y'all are crushing it. Not sure if this should go to you or your CMO Mark. You can get creative with this. You can add some humor if you wanted to. A compliment always works, but we want to make it actually personalized. So we have the subject line that's going to get them to open it. We have the personalized line that's going to get them to catch their attention. The next section that we want to focus on is the attention grabbing sentence, which is going to be the next line. So if you're using personalized line, great. If not, this would be your next section. Our sole goal of cold email is to provoke a response. And the reason that this template has worked so well is because it's more direct responsey and is just straight to the point. So what we don't want to do when we do this is we don't want to sell them. We don't want to be like, hey, for just $500 a month, we'll blah, 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 blah. We don't want to make it about us. So like, I will help you. If you work with us, we will help you. That kind of stuff. We want to make it onto the customer and we don't want to make it a novel. So many cold emails that I see, they're like trying to fit so much information in a cold email. But again, think about the psyche of the customer. They just saw your subject line. They're opening it. All we're trying to get them to do is see this attention grabbing line and feel like like this was written for me. You understand me. Seems like you have expertise. I'm going to take the action that you're asking me to do. So from an attention perspective, what we want to do is we want to speak the language of the customer. We want to make it about them. And we want to showcase our value proposition for that ideal customer so that they can receive target goal associated with financial goal using how you help them in a specific time frame. So this has been like a really good prompt for us because it's super direct responsive, but it also provokes that feeling to the consumer of, okay, you wrote this for me, and what you're calling out from a goal perspective is in line with the same goals that I have. So I open the email, maybe there's a personalized line. If not, it would look something like this. Hi, John. We help home service businesses get a steady flow of booked homeowner appointments to boost your sales and grow your customer base, all with our authority blueprint in just 90 days. We help real estate agents dominate their local market and close more deals using our YouTube flywheel in 120 days. We help SaaS founders stop wasting time on chaotic workflows so you can scale faster and more efficiently in 6 days using our automation systems. We help businesses eliminate manual tasks so you can scale effortlessly and increase profit using our AI automation system in 30 days. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to speak to that home service business who wants a steady flow of booked homeowner appointments in 90 days using a unique mechanism. So what this is doing, this is calling out the ideal customer who are messaging, steady flow of booked homeowner appointments. If that's something that they want, they're going to keep reading so that they can boost their sales and grow their customer base, all with our authority blueprint, which is a unique mechanism, which piques curiosity in time frame, 90 days. How quickly could you do this for me? We help real estate agents dominate their local market and close more deals using our YouTube flywheel. So this is where you really want to be specific for what their desired outcomes are. Like, don't just say close more deals, but like it might be like real estate agents become the most known in their area and get more home buyer leads using our, like, that's maybe how it would be like more specific, is because this is really speaking to the ideal outcome for that specific type of customer using our YouTube flywheel, curiosity in 20 days time frame. No more relying on an old way of doing things like cold calls or referrals. So what you just need to do is you need to say, we help specific avatar become desired outcomes, speaking the language of the customer using our unique mechanism to pique curiosity in time frame. We help online coaches eliminate manual tasks like onboarding so you can scale effortlessly, increase profits using our AI automation system in just 30 days. Whatever it could be, we want to make sure that the copy is really speaking the language of the customer. It's not generic. It's really pinpointed to the person. The other thing to note on the attention is I always want to make the desired outcomes financial driven. The more financially driven outcome that you can talk about, the better. So we have the subject line dialed, potentially a personalized line. We have the attention grabbing sentence. Now what we want to do is we want to emphasize that, hey, this is actually legit and this can actually work for you because it's already worked for other people, which leads me to my next section of proof. So proof basically is like that stamp of approval. It's that social proof that provides that sense of FOMO to customers where they're like, this has worked for the people that they just called out, or this person's doing it. I should be doing something like this too. Also increases the likelihood of credibility because you are doing a cold email and they don't have any idea who you are. They're not sure what you do, how you help people. The proof kind of allows that trust factor to come into play so that you're able to increase the trust with the consumer. What we don't want to do is we don't want to not include it because this is going to increase the trust. So what we want to do is we want to just add a line like we just case study and time frame without pain points. So if you have a case study, this is the best place to put it from that perspective. So how this looks, we just helped a home service company double their booked appointments in 90 days without relying on expensive ads or cold calling. We just helped a real estate agent. Even better if you could like call out the company name and be more specific with it and like being really specific on the numbers. Like that's where you're going to have a lot of success with it. We just help a SaaS founder streamline their entire workflow in 60 days without dealing with overwhelming tech stacks. We just help an e-commerce brand increase their sales by 40% in 90 days without wasting time on guesswork or performing ads, whatever it could be. Like really specific case studies are going to work the best. And same principle with the attention. Like we want to speak to the ideal customer. Like we just helped a real estate agent get 10 new listings. Like that's what I would do. We just helped a home service company double their booked appointments in 90 days. We just helped Joe's Plumbing. We just helped CamLink streamline their entire workflow in 60 days. I would even like specify entire workflow, streamline their onboarding and sales process in 60 days. We just helped a e-commerce brand increase their ROAS 40% in 90 days. So the more specific that you can be to the ideal customer that you're speaking to, the more likely they're gonna be like, hey, this person knows exactly what they're doing. More trust, more likely to respond. So we have subject line to get them to open it, personalized line / attention to get them to actually read and pique a little bit of interest. And then we have the proof, which creates that sense of trust. The next thing that we need to do is we need a call to action. So a lot of people, when they do call to actions, is they're like, let's book a call. Do you have 15 minutes tomorrow? Hey, can we talk tomorrow about this? Hey, I have Thursday at 2 p.m. available. Does that work for you? And it's like, no one's going to actually respond to that. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to ask for a call. We don't want to not include a call to action, and we don't want to make it ambiguous. Is this something you'd be interested in? Like that's an example of being ambiguous. We want to be really direct, and we want to make sure that we are doing the call to action correctly, which is to do what? Get get them to raise their hand so that we can turn a cold prospect into an interested prospect, and then that interested prospect into an actual booked meeting. So what we want to do is we want to send value and create curiosity. Instead of asking for a call, instead of making it like super ambiguous, all we want to do is offer to send them a piece of value. So some examples of this: could I shoot you more info on how this all works? I just created a Loom walking through this exact strategy. Is this a good place to drop it? I made a personalized video for you on how you could do the same. Can I send it over? As it relates to your proof and your attention grabbing statement, we want the call to action to be like, could I shoot you over a video on how our lead system works? Could I shoot you a video on how Camlink was able to do this? Whatever it could be. But the intention is we want to add value to them, because if they're raising their hand and they want to see a video on how it works, obviously they have some curiosity, which really goes back to you to actually set the appointment. From a bonus perspective, what you could do is some PS guarantees. We've seen these also work pretty well. Like PS, our clients only pay if we get them 10 new clients in 30 days or whatever it could be. PS, our clients only pay when we bring you 10 new customers. PS, our payments tied to results. Our clients only pay after we bring you 10 solid leads. That could be like a PS that would also increase the likelihood of them earning trust and showing like, hey, we put our money where our mouth is and this is actually legit. I also included some examples here that I'm not going to read, but you could screenshot if you wanted to. And maybe we'll also include this Notion template down below so that you can take a look at this. One thing to note is don't copy and paste everything that I just did. Like, you really want to take the time to think about every single word that you're writing and make sure everything follows the principles that we talked about. So a lot of this will be dependent on your offer, the outcomes, your case studies that you have. So make sure that you're really honing in on your offering and your copywriting skills. So this video is very heavy generated on giving you a template that you can copy and paste if you are already sending cold emails and you have a system to do so. But if you don't have that, you'll need to start with getting a list of prospects to reach out to, which I did mention in this video is extremely important, especially if you're going to do personalized lines. That's why in the video on the screen, I show you exactly how you can build a list of qualified leads who are also your dream prospects that you can reach out to with your offer, with the email template, so that you can start getting appointments with your ideal customer. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.